Let's get into this week's bourbon and the nightcap. Tonight, we'll be talking about Larceny. This is a small batch bourbon, 92 proof from Heaven Hill. Kind of a coppery color, kind of a darker color here on the bourbon. And if you read in the back here, it alludes to John E. Fitzgerald. And that's because Heaven Hill acquired this bourbon from Old Fitzgerald brand in 1999. And they tell this story about John E. Fitzgerald. Apparently, he was a U.S. Treasury agent who enjoyed sampling some of the bourbon that was in the barrels. And so he'd go around and then, he'd pull some of the whiskey out of the barrels. And then when they went to blend, some of the barrels would be a little lighter. John E. Fitzgerald. So they tell that little story here on the back here. But this is a bourbon I'm interested to get into because it is wheated. I'll tell you the mash bill here. 68% corn, 20% wheat, 12% malted barley, so no rye here. So that's definitely going to change the flavor profile compared to a regular bourbon, which will have some rye. So I'm wondering if maybe not quite as much spice maybe on this one. So let me pop this bad boy open. I have my rocks glass here and my Broncos rocks glass. And then we'll pour this one here. Nobody commented in the comments. I'm very interested. Do you guys like to use rocks, and do you like to let your bourbon breathe a little bit? That's what I'm interested in here. So, yeah, a copper color here, and let me get a little nose. Yeah, picking up maybe on some peach, some honey. On the website, on Heaven Hill's website, they said the nose is like fresh bread. Maybe. I mean, I'm not really into that where you're coming up with fresh can of tennis balls like that movie Psalm. But I enjoy it. It smells sort of sweet. It smells nice. Let's get into it here. It's very light. That's what I would say. It's light, easy to drink. Let me do another one here as my palate gets used to the alcohol. Yeah, it's a little bit sweet. Honey, definitely. Maybe a little bit of brown sugar, and then the finish is it's pretty balanced. It's like medium length, I would say. And at 92 proof, I think this is a nice crowd pleaser. Definitely a little bit interesting just because it is a wheated bourbon, and I enjoyed that. That's a nice one. Larceny, great price point on this one, under $30, and like I've mentioned, nobody's paying me to review these, so I'm just picking these bottles to help you. It's the weekend. You're going to watch some football. If you're watching the Broncos, you might need this. I think it's very approachable. It's a crowd pleaser, and certainly if you aren't like super into bourbon, this maybe is a good bottle to try out the next time you're picking out a bottle. And as always, drink responsibly. I think that's going to do it for this week's show. So